and welcome to the Scale Modelling Cafe and welcome to this week's update. So, we'll get straight on with it, shall we? So, channel update, the final part of Edward's 109 G14AS has gone up. That's the camouflage and painting. Unfortunately, there's something gone wrong a little bit with the sound. It's quite echoey and the volume of the music is a little bit louder than I would have wished. I could redo it, but do you know what? Life's too short and I'm not going to. Well done if you fought through that. I'll make sure I do it properly next time. But there we go. So there's in that video is a how-to effectively a how-to on Montex masks and spraying markings, which is what I like to do a lot. And it's a really good one if you are thinking of doing spraying markings and you've not tried it yet. It's a really good scheme to do because it's very, very simple. Just the fuselage markings are all white, the upper wing crosses are white, the underwing crosses are just black, simple shapes, and it's a really good one to cut your teeth on before going to something a little bit more complicated. I haven't done the swastika on the tail because I didn't want the video taken down. I don't know how YouTube reacts to things like that, so I didn't want to risk it. That's more complicated because of very thin white outline, but anyway, so that's not in the video, but the main markings is, and you kind of get the point. So yeah, hope you like that one. Right, the project update then, the Zokei Mura Phantom. It's right here. It's really come along actually. So the obviously the camouflage is done. You saw that last time. All the decals are on. It's had a sludge wash with oils. It's had satin varnish from VMS and chipping around the nose. The metallics all down the back are done. The exhausts are done. The burner cans. I'm really pleased with how that's come out. And the way I did it in a slightly, excuse me, a slightly different order in that I painted the camouflage first. I then masked off everything. You may have seen the picture of the entire thing covered in tin foil. Wasn't going to risk any metallic overspray for sure. I then did the metallics with lots of different shades of alclads. And what I did then is I then masked the metallic areas and then did the varnish over the top. I didn't want any varnish leaking over the metallic areas. I wanted to keep that metallic luster. So that's that. What I am going to do though is, having seen a photo of this aeroplane online, I do need to just slightly correct the tail. Now you'll see there's no markings on the tail. That's because obviously I don't have the markings yet from Nige. I have ordered, just in case Nige got some stuff going on. So if they don't arrive, what I have done is ordered the fun decals set from America. And hopefully that'll be with me in time and I can finish the project off. But I haven't done the tail. I just need to just correct the shape of the dark green here. Just need to make that a little bit bigger. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how this is turning out. It's going to be a sad one to let go actually. There's the underside there. Really pleased with how the underside's turned out with just a basic wash on it. The plan for this then today is I'm going to do some oil weathering. So a lot of oils underneath. These things got really filthy. So quite a bit of weathering underneath. Some oil dot weathering over the top. I can remove all the masks and then put it together. I am going to leave the tail though for when I come back, and then it'll be a simple thing of just sticking the decals on the tail. Little bit of a light wash over the panel lines for the markings, and then satin varnish. Need to do the fin cap, which I'll do at the end, and then that's it. She'll be done. So really pleased with how that's turning out. So much so, I'm really tempted to do one for my collection as well. Actually, there we are. Yeah, really cool. So that is the update on the project. I'm hoping to get that finished Definitely by the time I fly back. I'm flying back in just under 2 weeks' time. About a week and a half's time, I fly back home for 2 weeks. So that will be finished, everything apart from the tail. And then I can just quickly finish the tail. I will leave off the canopies, obviously. But everything else will be done. And it'll be a simple matter of just, yeah, like I say, putting the decals on, a little bit of a light wash, varnish, complete. That's that. Right. On with the news. Quite a bit to go through this week, actually, which is cool. So, a few updates on some of the products that we know are coming out. So, the Edward 109F starting to hit the streets. There's already one YouTube video up on it already, a review comparing it to the fine molds kits. And Edward themselves released some pictures of a finished model, which looks really, really nice. So I'm really excited to get my hands on that. Hopefully, it'll land at my house by the time I fly back, and then I can do a sprue tour on it and a video all on that. I've got a little buzzing noise coming from somewhere. Don't know if you can hear that. Maybe one of the lights. So yeah, stand by for a video coming on that. Edward have also released some pictures of the molds for the 109K4 in 48 scale. That should be out, I think they said December, so just in time for Christmas. So that project's marching along. Another project that's marching along is the Armour Hobby Hurricane. They went to a recent model show in Europe and brought some built-up test shots of the Hurricane, and it looks fabulous. Hopefully that won't be too much longer. I've got a feeling I'm not going to be able to get that in time to bring it out with me, but hopefully that'll be ready for later on in the year. Really looking forward to that one. Right, Azure from the from the Fairy Battle in 1/72 scale. I'm really looking forward to that. That is available for pre-order now. Hadn't have it on the website. 3 different boxings. There's a Belgian one, there's a France Low Countries RAF one, and there's another one which I'm assuming is foreign operators. Don't know. They're about, I think they're just over 20 quid. You can get them for a few quid off, 10% off in if you pre-order from Hannants right now. So yeah, I'm definitely going to get one of those. I really like the Fairy Battle, and I don't know why. I just do. Something to do with that greenhouse glass canopy and the fact it was crap. So it was an underdog. Those poor blokes being sent out to war in those. Crikey, my goodness me. But yeah, really quite fancy one of those. So that will be coming to the channel as well at some point. Right, ResKit. So a little while ago they released their F111 capsule, escape capsule in 1/32 scale. A friend of mine, Les Venus, he did a really nice one of those and said it was fabulous. Well, they've just released it in Australian form with a 3D printed resin kangaroo carrying a flying helmet, which is really cool. That's worth the price of admission alone, I think. I think that's... I love it when companies have a bit of a sense of humour like that. And if any company could be excused not for having a sense of humour, it would be ResKit, who are in Ukraine. But the fact they've done that, I think, is just fabulous. So well done them. That's brilliant. Just wanted to give that a shout out. Tools. Peter Castle at Airscale. He's the guy who scratch builds 1/18 scale aeroplanes and covers them in foil lithograph or something. It is like thin pewter or something. And he scratch builds these things, and they are astonishing. Every time he finishes a model and puts it in at Telford, it wins Best of Show, pretty much. Just fabulous. He's done the, what has he done? He's done the Spitfire. He's just finished a P40, and he's just started a P39 Aerocobra. just phenomenal. He also does his own range of accessories. I've used his instrument decals and photo etch on many projects. He does interior sets for the 24 scale Spitfire, the Lancaster, 32nd scale Lancaster. So yeah, prolific guy, really nice bloke as well. But he's managed to get a hold of a stash of Arbery Productions stuff. Scribers, riveters, and what's really cool, the panel line saws that I use in all my projects. Now, Radu Brinzan from RB Productions, he moved the company on to a mate of his, and then it just kind of, unfortunately, just kind of withered on the vine and ceased. But he was so innovative with his tools and things that as soon as I saw Peter had got those, I snapped them up. And I highly recommend going over to Airscale and having a look to see what they've got. And if there's any left, get it. Because I doubt you'll ever see it again. And it's absolutely brilliant. And if Peter can actually produce it himself, if you're listening, Peter, come on, mate, that would be amazing. So I just thought I'd give a shout out for that, because I use that panel line saw all the time. It's amazing. It's got, yes, it's a saw, but it's got a kind of thing on it, which means you can only go down as deep as a panel line. Brilliant. Right, that was that. Right, 2 new kits to talk about then that have been announced. Dora Wings have announced a 1/32 scale Doatine D520. Very early CAD, just literally the one basic shape they've announced. That is going to be really welcome. It's I think it'd be a very nice size for it. It's quite it's a small aeroplane. It looks a bit weird because the cockpit is so far back. But some fabulous weathering opportunity. I quite fancy doing one in Luftwaffe colours from one of the Fliegerschulers, Jagdfliegerschulers. But also some of the, some of the marking opportunities, some of the Vichy stuff in North Africa. So you got all the sort of African weathering stuff with the red and yellow stripe noses and things and tails, and wow, that would be really cool. But don't expect that anytime soon, because as I say, it's just, they've just announced, it's almost like a concept thing really. So that's but really welcome. And Jetmads, them of the 32nd scale Vigans, which I've not seen many who have built up actually, but they've announced a Neptune in 48 scale. That is a P2V7 variant of a Neptune. It's not going to be injection molded, this one. This one is going to be 3D printed. But the advantage of that is that as opposed to resin, obviously it's going to be a lot lighter because it's going to be hollow. And yeah, that is going to be really cool. The fact that we're now starting to see these smaller companies doing 3D printed models, I think bodes really well for the future. That is really cool. And I really like the Venturi. It's a good looking aeroplane. Lots of sticky out bits, some cool camouflages to be done. And yeah, I really quite like that aeroplane. So will I get one? Probably not. It's just too big to build and then get back in one piece, I think, from here. But that's that. Right, that pretty much wraps up this week. Yeah, I'm now going to go ahead and carry on with the Phantom, because like I say, I really want to get that done. I'm just looking at it now, and that metalwork on the tail. I'm really pleased how that's turned out. Give myself a shout out there. Yeah, arrogant. I'm a pilot, supposed to be arrogant. But yeah, apologies for that. I don't know why I just went on that weird little blah. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing that finished. I'm really pleased with how it's turned out so far, and now I can get my teeth into some weathering. So thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, bye bye.